Cheryl Stelte, I am so excited to be with you again. In a previous episode, we had an opportunity to talk about the magical, magnificent healing work that you do. And a piece of that is in chakra reading and chakra healing. And so putting myself out there, I said, let's do this, let's record it, and let's see how this goes. And I'm so grateful that you said yes. And here we are. So I will tell you, Cheryl, I'm a newbie. I've never had a chakra reading. I know about the chakras. I associate them with colors. I understand that they relate to different aspects of our life and our spiritual being. But I'm hoping that you'll walk me through this as a total newbie. And this experience, I'm so excited for this experience. Thank you.
Excellent. Well, I'm thrilled to do this, and thank you for letting yourself be this vulnerable, that you open yourself up to be exposed in this way at a deep level, at an energetic level. These are often pretty intimate. And so thank you for that. And with your intention of inspiring hope, your intention of showing up with love and light. And so thank you very much for that.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm so excited. How do we begin?
We just begin. Are you ready?
I'm ready. I think I'm ready. I'm nervous.
Perfect. Perfect. That's great. Breathe into that nervousness. I invite you to just breathe fully. Breathe into the nervousness.
Okay.
Okay. Well, your message from the universe is very interesting, and I see this some of the time. I don't see it all the time in such a way. So it's like the spotlight, there is light shining on you right now. You're being paid attention to. So the way I experience that is almost like, you know, those sparklers we get for our birthdays?
Yeah.
It's sort of like that kind of light right above your head and sort of in the front. And what happens is I often see this, people make a commitment to themselves to go deeper into their spiritual journey and to rise up and really serve at a greater level. And so it's often when that decision and commitment have been made, and I'm sensing that in you, then we were supported at a higher level. It has to match. The universe is always trying to match us. And so here you are, and there's this amazing golden light right up here. And yet you're not receiving it all. The eyes are closed to it slightly. So I get this sort of gray veil covering your eyes. And to open up, so I invite you to open up to more of a level of receiving from the cosmos, receiving from the universe, that you can even witness more of that in your life through the eyes. So it's through acceptance and seeing things differently. So you're getting a lot of support. Absolutely. And we could even call it divine encouragement. Keep going. And the more you receive it, the more you get. And so that fits into your intention. We can ask for all the abundance in the world that we want at every level. You know, monetary abundance, the abundance of love, the abundance of connection, the abundance of beauty. And in order to receive more, we have to open ourselves to be more receptive. We have to receive more. So that's what's happening there. And then I'll start with the root chakra.
That resonates so deeply.
Perfect. All right. And so, I see the chakras multidimensionally. There's many aspects to the chakras. The root chakra is primarily about safety and stability, feeling safe in the world, creating stability. And it's also about responsibility. And the ultimate in responsibility is what our soul chose to be responsible for, and getting in touch with that, and accomplishing that. So I see some very wonderful things in here. The front of your root chakra is the forward dimension of the chakra. It's the moving forward with that sense of responsibility, feeling safe and stable, and accomplishing. So there's a lot of light going in that direction. And it's nice and wide, and it can still be improved. When I come back into the chakra, there's also, you've done some personal work at the back of this root chakra at a deep level. And so I applaud you in that. I'll give you jazz hands. We're still online. And yet in the middle of this chakra, there's still some early childhood wounding. It's just sitting right there in the middle. And it's not that it hasn't been missed, and it may have been missed, but it's like this is the next layer that really needs to be healed in you. You need to get to a new level of feeling safe and stable in the world, and a new level of deep responsibility and accomplishment, if that makes sense. So that's what needs to be healed. The back of that, having this clarity, energetic clarity at the back of this root chakra, is so useful. Mostly what I see in people, that's where I see the wounding, is at the back of the root chakra. And what that connects us to is what I call the spike of purpose. Behind, at the back of the root chakra, is the spike of purpose. And so you're connected to that to a certain extent, and I see it bright white, the spike of purpose. And yet on the top of it, there's still something for you to work through. There's this layer, it's about a half an inch thick, of dark energy that's sitting on top. And that's not as serious a problem as dark energy at the very back of the root chakra. That's much more difficult to work with. And so these strengths that you have really serve you, where we see this brightness in here, and where there's room for improvement. And so this darker energy that's in the middle, it's, from my experience, it's always before the age of 5, even as a baby, possibly in the womb. In our subconscious, these are subconscious emotional blocks that are held. It's just frozen energy. It's just stuck in there, and we can access that and pull that out to clear more space for the love and light to flow. That's really what that's about. And it can go right back to conception. And they're primarily, everything sort of trickles down to the 4 major wounds that we talked about in the interview. I think we talked about them. I'll just repeat them. And that is not good enough, unworthy, don't matter, and unlovable. And there's various variations, like the I don't matter. Some people have this deep feeling of what I want doesn't matter. So that the parents want you to become a lawyer, and you want to become a waitress,
an artist, right?
or an artist, and there's what you want doesn't matter. So therefore, then we equate that at a subconscious level. I don't matter. If I mattered, they would support me. So it's sort of like that. So boils down into those four categories. So 2/3 of this chakra is in excellent condition, and in order for you to get to this next level of experiencing greater abundance, this needs to be healed in the center. And the work on the purpose will then result, and you can go and do that afterward, and it'll clear that sort of lid on this sense of purpose. And I just see it. You'll have so many ahas after that, because it'll open you up to a deeper level of purpose and way to move forward in the world. You've already got that forward energy. And then I come up to the sacral chakra. And this chakra is very much about creativity, and really letting our creative energy flow. It's also sexuality, sensuality, one-on-one relationships, especially with the mother. And so when I come in here, it's like the back of the chakra, and really the center of the chakra is along the inside of the spine. So, and it's back there, there's a restriction, there's a fear of judgment, actually, of being as creative as you're designed to be. So there is a certain amount of flow in this chakra. It goes sort of like a bulb comes out, and it is very large in the front. And there's the energy in here is quite vital, especially in the front. And so there is a flow, and yet you're holding back. You're holding back. And you're definitely not totally open. So you can go back into this at the very back of this chakra, where you're kind of hanging on. I don't know, what will people think? That whole what will people think, or who do you think you are? More about what will people think if you really let yourself get out there. And I kind of have to laugh, because I know you do this What the Fuck podcast. And so that's pretty outrageous and extremely creative. And yet there's more for you. So it's like you're kind of hiding out in the back, and what you think will be accepted. So it's like you've pushed the envelope to a certain level. What you think will be accepted, you've been able to plant seeds. This is the chakra, planting seeds. Been able to do that and express. And so congratulations on all of that. And you can readily, you have the structure in here to give birth to new ideas. It's really easy for you to get pregnant with new ideas and
Yes.
have that come forward. It's really easy. And yet, what really matters to you the most, what you would like to become and do and express, what I'm sensing is a fear of judgment, that you're hiding. You're hiding out a little bit. Oh no, that would just be too much. So if you can breathe back there and nurture your younger self. This is your little girl in you that's like, that's just too far out there. No. And you can love her up, and you can really do some inner child work here, and help her breathe through the emotions that come along with that fear of judgment. Were you judged? Were you thought of as weird or strange or different or that sort of thing? What all happened? And you can process that and reparent yourself and really open this up. It's like there's this pure light, this energy that really is just in the waiting here for you to have this breakthrough. And then I can see going forward, the chakra is going to become huge. You're actually incredibly creative. Incredibly creative. So good for you. So nice to see. It's exciting. It's really exciting. And and before I go on, and I see it sort of starting narrow at the back, and then going very round toward the front. And in this part, about 1/3 of the way in from the very front, there is a little wound in there. There's something small to work on that's kind of at the center that will need some attention with respect to creativity, all your creative expression. And then I come up to your solar plexus. And the solar plexus is primarily about truth and power. personal truth and power, divine truth and power, and truth. Pure truth is power. It's so powerful. Access the truth. And the first thing I feel when I tune into this chakra, there is still some old conditioning around it's not okay to be powerful. And that could be around being a woman. Not okay to be powerful as a woman. It's okay for men. And this is, we're talking in the subconscious. So in your mind and in your heart, it's, caring about your day, carrying on with your day and that sort of thing. This may not be so obvious, but there's definitely some conditioning in here with a big no. No, it's not okay to be too powerful. So I'll tune into this further. And you have the energetic pattern of, okay, I can be powerful, but then I need to retreat. I can be powerful, but the pattern in here is not to just remain, and just be this powerful woman all the time. The energy comes back in. So you can radiate out in the front, and there's absolutely some wounding at the back here. And this is where, and this makes sense then. What I'm seeing in the back of this chakra, there's absolutely some dark energy here, some wounding, and it matches what's in the third eye, what's in the eyes. So these two chakras are very much connected. Very, very much connected. So the sacral and the throat chakra are connected, 2 and 5, 3 and 6. And so this wounding at the back doesn't let you receive. So this is the place to really receive the spiritual support, the support of God, universe, creator, source. Really open that up. And so there may have been a time in your life where you just didn't feel that was there for you, or maybe you never opened up to it, but there is some wounding here. And again, at a subconscious level. So you can heal this. It really needs to be healed, really needs to be healed. And it's interesting that the back of the root chakra is great. It's the middle that has a wounding, but the sacral chakra, remember, you're really holding in. That needs to be done first so that you can do this work here. We always start with the root. So we go the middle of the root, the back of the sacral, and then it's really manifesting here. It's like you have two opposites, this bright, bold, powerful truth of who you are in the front, and it comes back in and shrinks until it gets to the back, and then it's a whole line along your spine. So I don't know if you have any back problems in the middle of your spine.
I have middle low back problems regularly.
Yeah. So that's what all this is related to, that holding energy in the back of the sacral, in the lower back, and then it comes up. It's really taking up a lot of the spine here. So it's contrast. You're a powerful woman. You can do so much. And this subconscious conditioning, it's not okay. Not okay for you to be all that. And it's not okay to really open up to receiving the support of the universe. Will you get it? And we go back to the core wounds. Do you matter that much? Are you worthy?
Right.
Good enough? Are you love that stuff? And so healing that there. And lots of potential here. So it's a large chakra in the front, kind of like the sacral. And so you do have in the front, you have so much light, so much radiance and potential. And healing these other things in the back will really help you move to the next level. And then I come up to the heart chakra, and this is so great. So the width of your heart chakra is just so wide. You love to connect with people. You love connection, deep connection. This chakra is about love and compassion. And it's in this width, it's like our arms, we hug others, we hold hands, we connect. And so this energetic width is well beyond the average person. You have really developed your capacity here, and part of you definitely are a being that loves to connect at deep levels
Yeah.
and be around other people. It's super important, clear, no real wounding around that. What I sometimes see is I see people, they get to a certain point and there's a limitation. And I don't see that so much with you. You just keep going. Like, yeah,
That's how I feel. Like love just needs to go forever.
yes, yes. And your heart reflects that here. The energy, you've got that energy. It just needs to go forever. It needs to go. So
This is such an emotional journey. It's so beautiful.
yeah, yeah, so true. And and you have the capacity to go deep into your emotions. So the solar plexus is also the depth of the heart and where we feel our deepest emotions. And that energy, when we really feel into our emotions at the deeper level, that turns into the truth and power, right? And so you have this capacity, and then sometimes, like all of us, we touch into the difficult emotions, the painful emotions, and then we want to spring back out. Difficult to stay in there. And that just staying in there more will help with the solar plexus and help develop the heart chakra even further. That you can still maintain connection even through the most difficult situations, and stay connected even with pain, and you're increasing your capacity to hold that. So there's the potential to improve on that. You can already do it to a certain extent, and there's room
Mm-hmm.
to develop this even more. And the back of the heart chakra, where we really receive support from others, there's still a bit of wounding here. It's often betrayal, and it's like a door for you. It's like you can open it and you can close it. You can receive support and you can refuse it. And yet
Mm.
there is still some wounding there. So good to work on that, um, and come to peace with all relationships in your life.
Mm.
Every single one. Every single one. That's what we're designed to do, so that whenever we think of anybody, we don't hold grudges or resentment.
Yeah.
And then there's, that forward energy that I felt in the root chakra. I'm feeling up here, and it's thinner. It's a little bit of apprehension. It's like, yes, I'm doing it, but you're looking both ways, a little bit of uncertainty. And yet you're in the flow, but it's not as thick as it is in the root chakra. So feeling into that forward energy in the root chakra, you can bring that up and apply it here in the forward of the heart chakra. And you love to talk. You love to express yourself. There's just this beautiful, where I often see wounding in people at the base of the throat chakra in the front. That's where people will have blocks around speaking their truth and really feeling seen and heard, and still expressing their purpose. You just have light there. It's just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And so that it's fun for you to really express yourself, to be seen and heard. And then so you've developed this lovely channel from the heart, and there's room to make it. You really develop that. And so you can teach that. It's that good. And then I come to the back of this chakra, and there's this question of, what if I can't do it? What if I can't do it all? So the behind the throat chakra at the very back is the same sense of purpose. And so you have that, you're not as connected to it here. There's some, what if it doesn't work? What if I can't do it? That sort of thing. And it creates a little bit of a thin sort of wall, like a dark energy in between this expression that you've developed. And then it's the next level of moving forward at a much deeper level of purpose. And so there's some reluctance, not so much reluctance, but self-doubt. What
Mm.
if it work? What if I lack of trust in the universe and lack of that you have everything you need to do it? And so this directly relates to you holding back in the sacral chakra. You will not heal this if you work on it directly in the throat. You need to heal this holding back in the sacral. And this will automatically start to open up for you and won't be too much trouble. That makes sense?
Yes, it does.
Okay. Yeah, and then it's so great that you have this podcast because you're being seen and everything, and you're being called for so much more. I come up to the third eye, and there's a deep knowing, and you're following what you're meant to be doing, and there's a shyness around your greatness. And this is where it's showing. And so it's you do all the lower work, all the work in these lower chakras, and your eyes will open fully, and the light will shine. And it's also, this is very much, you're likely in the coming out of the stage of the dark night of the soul. You're in that level where a stage, a spiritual stage, very much of unlearning that really serves us, and it's the hardest stage ever. And then you can really begin to truly move into unity consciousness. And that's where the light will just shine out of your eyes. It'll come up from all these chakras and all these, the wounds, the next layers, because you've done so much work. And the next layers are ready to be healed to help lift you up into that spiritual stage of unity consciousness. And that's when we really get the light coming out of the eyes. It comes from inside. And a deeper connection to the cosmos, a greater connection, and that trust, and everything is just so joyous and fun.
Cheryl, what's so beautiful is that just yesterday I pulled the Dark Night of the Soul card, and it's been a common card for me in the last 3 weeks. So I just wanted to touch on that, because that is it. I feel like I'm in that space, mm-hmm. and being in this moment with you right now, I can also feel that this was entirely meant to be in every way magical that it is. And it's affirming, because what you've shared and what you've said about each of the chakras are both affirming from the front and the back.
That's great.
As hard as it is to hear.
And then the crown chakra, it's a very solid chakra for a crown chakra. It's like it's like really here. You came here for something. It's like done. We're doing this in this lifetime, period. There's nothing fluffy about this chakra. It's solid. I'm here. I'm doing this in this lifetime. Very concrete for a crown chakra. And you're clearly an old soul. Clearly. And it's somewhat multifaceted. It's not just one smooth crown chakra. I see all kinds of different crown chakras. And so big soul commitment right out of the gate. Yes, I'm doing this. Wonderful. There you go, Tanya.
So powerful. So powerful, Cheryl. Some of the ways that you described areas that are open or areas that are closed. It resonated so deeply. It resonated so deeply for me. And of course, anyone who's listening to this probably has questions like, I know for me, I feel myself fixated on that 1/2 inch piece of darkness on my root chakra. How do I clear that? How do I move forward? What right? We get so stuck in this, but it's suddenly I'm like, okay, what you're saying is resonating so deeply. What do I do? How do I do this? And I know that it's like, how do I fix this? But it's more like, how do I heal this?
How do I heal this and become empowered
Yeah.
and really step into your greatness? And it's, I mean, this is the work I do. So I could give you a list of meditations
Mm-hmm.
that you do and the kind of work that I do. And the half-inch layer is on the top of the spike of purpose. So it's really, we start at the bottom, and that's the work I do. And I work with people that are so ready, that really want that more than anything to fulfill
Mm-hmm.
their soul's mission, and have done a lot of personal work like you. And so it starts in the root chakra, and it's intense work. It's not easy. I just had one of my client magnet classes last night, and we always meditate. It's all live, nothing pre-recorded, because every group is different.
Of course.
But it's moving into that at the deeper levels and pulling the wounding, pulling the stuck emotions out of the subconscious. It's like cleaning the house at a level it's never been cleaned at before. It's going deeper, and we pull that out, and then we can move over to the spike, and we can do both simultaneously. So we do the work there, and then we go up, and we can go back and forth, but it's very much about energetic healing and empowerment, spiritual healing and empowerment. And it's it's what I love to do more than anything, and help others become their own energy workers, so that they have all the skills, and especially if they're coaches, that they can use what I teach them with their clients and carry that on, because I just feel so strongly that's where humanity is at right now. It's all about healing and empowerment. And so you're in this journey, you've done a ton of healing, you've done a lot of empowerment, and now here you are, you're ready to go to that next level.
And you described some of the blocks, and I mean, I can probably associate certain blocks with certain stories in my life, and you're absolutely right, Cheryl. Like I have done a lot of work. I've done a lot of work, and in my own work, I've recognized different ways to help other people through theirs, which is such a beautiful gift. When like when you talk about my crown chakra and my purpose being unquestionable, I know that my purpose is to inspire hope. I know that my purpose is to spread love and light. I know that my purpose is to help women feel empowered. And when you describe those blocks, it's like, yes, I can see when you described me holding back, when you described that back and forth, or the door, those aspects of myself I see. I am incredibly creative, and I could have 5,000 projects. Ooh, even just saying it, I feel choked up, right? And yet the truth is that I do doubt myself. I doubt the value of the work I do. I have a fear of being judged and being seen in a way that is, in some people's eyes, inappropriate. And yet I keep doing it. So it's that back and forth, the door, back and forth, right?
Yes, and it really, what you're speaking of is, it's like the push and pull of the universe. We come along in our lives, and our families push us forward, all our experiences sort of push us forward. And then you get to the stage that you're at, where now the universe is pulling you forward. So this light that I see here, it's pulling you forward. And the women that you say you love to empower women, well, what these women need is someone to give them permission to stop holding back. These are the souls that need that. They're in front of you. They're in the future, and likely some of the women you're working with now.
Mm-hmm.
And so you're being given this opportunity to heal that, to stop holding back, and give yourself permission to really let yourself be all that you truly are. And so a lot of that we can understand in the mind where it comes from, But there are always huge surprises when we really do the work, because it's in the subconscious. We don't know what's in there. We don't know what is at the root of the pattern of holding back. We don't know what's at the root of it. So we go deeper and deeper and deeper into the subconscious. And then we can breathe through it. We can move through it and all the emotions attached to that. And so the pull of the future are these souls waiting. This is what I need. And you answer the call and you say, okay, and you do the personal work and you move forward. And then you're a different coach. You're coaching at a whole new level. Women who subconsciously don't know it's okay to be powerful. It's in the subconscious. You can't have the conversation and say, these are my people. I work with women who don't know it's okay to be powerful, who are holding back. No, they don't recognize that because it's in the subconscious. And just by having done that work, those are the people you're going to attract, those specific ones.
Oh, this is incredible. This is incredible. Cheryl, all of your contact information will be in the show notes. This has been an unbelievable experience for me. And I know that this is, again, a conversation that continues between you and I. More than anything, I want to thank you for being open to doing this reading for our listeners, and for your gift to the universe, your gift to all of the souls in the world right now who are hearing this and who are understanding themselves in a different way. This is really powerful work. And I think it's really also a reminder about energy. We are all energy. And when you describe the different chakras and the light or the darkness, or the heaviness and the openness, or the flow and the blocks, it resonated so deeply for me. I know it's going to resonate deeply for a lot of our listeners. So I will make sure that people are able to find you because they are going to want you in their lives. Thank you so, so much, Cheryl. I appreciate you so much.
Oh, thank you, Tanya. It is such, I can't tell you how it inspires me and lifts me up to have you be so vulnerable and to record this and let the world see you. And to me, that's part of your empowerment. It's one of the things that makes you so amazing, that you're truly amazing exactly as you are, that you can let yourself be seen in all your greatness and in the darkness that we all have, no matter what. To be this vulnerable, this is what humanity needs. We're all in this together.
We are all in this together, my friend. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
To
so
our
much.
listeners, if you are crying with me, thank you for being here. You can spend your time anywhere, and that you are listening to this beautiful reading and this beautiful opportunity to share space with Cheryl. It means the world to me. Thank you for listening and being open to this very vulnerable piece of who I am. From my heart to yours, I love you.
Much love and light. Thank you, Tanya.